Who you are?
Hello, my name is Paul. Actually, Paul. Paul Tagris is the little screen name there. And yeah, I am the DM for this game. So I have played a stupid amount of RPGs, and woo! Some of them are actually behind me on the bookshelf there. Others aren't because they deserve it. They know what they did. And also they're off to the side. And yeah, so looking forward to running this. I think that, I mean, honestly, we have a great group here, and this is gonna be a blast. So yeah, I don't want to take up too much of the time here. I'm gonna be talking all night. So
You talk way too much.
Oh man, disadvantage the whole night, Cletus.
oh, the bad guy rolled a nat 20.
Cloud follows you around.
A nat 20, so
Seven
bad.
health, you're dead.
Does a 49 hit? No.
That's a 49.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
my name is CletusBueford. I'm not gonna wander too far from my normal character in this. Just 'cause I thought it'd be fun. I'm playing a dwarf bard who, obviously, as you know, loves taverns, loves drinking, loves any type of social fun get-togethering we can do. I'm gonna do my best to keep everyone healed. I don't have a whole lot of heals, but I'm gonna do my best to make sure you guys are all safe.
but of course, Gooch.
My name's Gooch. I'm playing for the first ever time in my life a paladin. His name is Byron Lightmane. He is a human paladin who was raised by Leonin. And he's not the smartest guy, but he makes up for it in strength. And he is lawful good, always looking to make the right choice if he can.
Lawful good. I like that. I like that. Is that a good Gooch? Is that what I'm hearing?
For the very first time, I'm going to try being good.
I'm gonna try so hard not to be a bad guy.
I'm surrounded by guys that are going to test me the entire campaign, but I'm going to try and be the beacon of good this entire time.
Have you D&D'd with Baron before?
I've RP'd with Baron. I've made this character specifically actually to play off of Baron. This will be my first time actually doing D&D with Baron.
He will test our resolve at every turn. I trust me when I say that.
What? Come on.
Nick, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi guys, my name is NicAtNight, and I will be playing B1, who is a Warforged artificer, and that's really all he knows about himself. So we'll find out.
Little bit of amnesia. All right, Baron.
I'm UndeadBaron. I'm gonna be playing Yaz. I'm a confidence man. Anything for a buck. Little bit of coin in my pocket goes a long way.
And last but not least, Zeus. Go ahead.
I like to think I'm the soul of the group.
The moral compass.
Zeuslair. I'm excited. This is one of my first D&Ds, I guess, since I've done the DMing myself. But I'm going to be playing an Air Genasi rogue named Vale, who is trying to figure out his place in the world as he's a bastard Genasi.
All right, folks. Yeah, this is gonna be good. So, along those lines, you all find yourselves invited to a party from a local noble in the town of Archstone. This is actually run by a sort of... There's a few nobles in the town. The most infamous are actually the Rose Dancers. They came into a lot of money about a year ago at this point, and they have been spreading it around town. These are the Gloves. This is, you folks would know, they're kind of their rivals, if you will. Head by Lord Zachem Glove. He's kind of the head in charge. So as you kind of got your invitation, pretty much everybody in town, anybody who's anybody, and anybody who's not anybody was invited because Lord Glove had something to announce to everybody. Just kind of mingling about there. And there is a party afoot. So what do you folks want to do for now? Right now it just seems to be a mingling sort of soiree in the entrance hall. You can see seating off to the side there, but there is also other tables and standing room with people.
Is there a bar or some drinks around? My character's going to try and find some to drink.
There's people walking around with trays of beverages in, sort of fine crystal glasses. Easily you can grab one if you'd like. There is actually also a table set up off to the side with sort of tables on the bar itself. They look to be simpler, we'll say, beverages.
Okay.
I would say that I'm gonna probably go for that table and hail down somebody for a drink if Byron wants to join me.
Yeah, I'm going to excuse me, I'll have one of those fancy little glasses here. And when he reaches out to grab one of those glasses on the thing, he kind of fumbles it up and maybe knocks a few over as he gets his, causing a little bit of a scene.
Oh, no worries, sir. Hold on, I'll clean that up right away. Oh, watch out, watch out.
You clumsy fool.
Might forgive me. I fumbled that up a little bit. Apologies. I hope you didn't spill any on yourself.
Oh, no. I'm fine. I'm fine. Let me out. Oh Lord. And he's sort of sopping up the beverage on the table, just so you know.
I'm gonna reach down and pick up one or two glasses and set them on his tray. It's all right, Byron. I got it. I'll take care of it for you, clumsy fella.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yes. No, thank you. Oh, I just never. All right. Yes. Could I get you a new beverage, sir? Maybe a cocktail or a wine, perhaps.
That would be just fine. I'll be sitting over there on the bench.
Oh, all right, sir. Yes. Right away. And you, sir?
Do you by any chance have any mead?
Yes, sir. I can certainly get that for you. But a moment. All right, right away. And he sort of hustles out after, taking the orders there. Sort of frantically running off into the kitchen. What?
Byron's just gonna mosey on it, maybe with a little drink on his leg or whatever it is. Mosey on over to the seat he told the barkeep and wait for his drink.
All right. Yeah, no, sounds good. All right, so, question for Nick and Baron, or should I say Yaz and B too? What are you folks doing? B1.
He's awkwardly standing still. Now, I'm not necessarily sure who anybody is, where he's at. He tries to sit down and, given his massive weight, likely breaks one of the very expensive chairs that's sitting across the room. So
Tin Can, would you be careful? For fuck's sakes, you're making a scene. It's embarrassing.
Lord, you think you just broke their chair?
Totally gonna get thrown out at this party.
Just sits there and just shakes his head and kind of stands up and then starts to kind of just walk over to the edge of the room.
I'm assuming we all know each other at least a little bit, right?
Yeah,
I was
so
just gonna say, do I know B1?
So actually, so you folks briefly met actually on the way to the party. B1 was just kind of aimlessly walking around in a circle, sort of seemingly confused. Yaz was sort of on a corner, just kind of hanging out, sort of, doing his thing, plying his trade, if you will. And, you folks came in various directions and, were making your way. So you kind of met on the road. But if you want to have met, and been affiliated, go ahead and, share that with folks.
I haven't met anybody. I'm gonna put that out there. But I'm still getting to know people in this room.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm following B1.
I have no idea even what day it is, let alone where I am. I think you caught me like right at the beginning of a system restore. I have no idea. I'm just following people.
I'm gonna look around for anything valuable.
Oh, there's so many valuable things around the house. I mean, even in this room alone, you've got various little trinkets and artifacts. You've got skeletal hands. You've got goblets. You've got fine cutlery in China. There's just a massive amount of things. So yeah. It's yeah.
Can I attempt to steal some of the fine china that's laying on the table?
Of course you can. Go ahead. Roll sleight of hand for me as you kind of just want to pocket, some of the china.
Do
I think
have
you can
that?
do it right here inside of the
Mhm.
abilities. So you see the little bubbles next to actions.
Bubble. Next to action.
There's 4 golden bubbles.
Yeah, if you have your attributes all put in and all that, it should let you roll that, yeah. Otherwise, you could just... Alchemy RPG. Otherwise, you could just roll the D20 in Alchemy and add the bonus from D&D Beyond. Either way. Obviously, having it all...
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so that was with
Here, I'll
advantage. There you go, yeah.
Okay.
But it's fine. Everyone's kind of distracted at this point anyway, so I'll be fine with the first roll. So... And for the record, your bonus is a 4. So, okay. So, sort of looking around, sort of taking your ideal moment while people are distracted. You just sort of snatch some of the silverware off the table, sort of just, pocket it really quickly. And looking around, you don't think anybody noticed it.
Come on, I bet somebody.
Oh, quite a bit of corn. Quite a bit of coin.
So
Quite a bit of corn.
B1,
Yeah.
B1 sees that and starts to imitate trying to grab things as well.
Oh no.
You know what? I'll roll for you. Yes, you do. Everybody can roll if they'd like to. Actually, it's passive, so I'll just roll for you in this case. Actually, B1 did roll high enough; he would have seen it. So yeah, so you just start putting stuff in your cabinet chest, basically,
Just there's cups there. I'm just around, meh, grabbing them. Watching as they're the people I'm starting to recognize, I've seen before, even if it was just a moment, and just okay, this is what they're doing. I'm gonna do that too.
It's totally the thing to do.
So I'm in the middle of taking just imagine this dwarf just foam in his beard, foam in his mustache, just smashing back this meat, this big old cup of meat. And I look over at the corner of my eye and I see B1 stuffing his chest with items. And I give him kind of not an evil eye, but an eye of why are you doing that? Kind of what exactly is the reasoning for what you're doing? And then I take a moment to show him that I'm discouraged from what he's doing. It's we're gonna get in trouble if you keep doing what you're doing. I don't believe he saw my face, but I personally am attempting to try and get his attention and show him that I'm discouraged with what he's doing.
Oh, and it's very obvious to everybody what's going on. B1, go ahead, roll an insight for me real quick. I'll explain why as soon as you do that. So you do that, and great. And the dwarven fellow that you met on the road looks at you, and you think he's he's totally approving. This is great. This is he's all right, you're doing the right stuff. You're good. Yeah. Thumbs up.
So I just nod my head and just like grab stuff faster.
Yeah. Pretty quickly.
Trying to step away from him.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. What might you be doing?
You're talking to me.
Yes, sir. You, sir.
I look at him and I just sit there and I stare and then essentially go, I'm cleaning.
Go.
These are good. I'm cleaning. Where did these go?
Listen, I come up. This is the Robo Clean Master 9000. It's a specialized unit. They just bought it. Come on, man.
Go ahead, roll deception.
Stop doing his work.
He would do that.
Go ahead, yes, roll deception.
How do you roll it once you click?
You can click again. Click the D20 on the right. Well, I forget what it does for the actions.
Is it a check, drag to modify, or like how do we just?
No, just click it again.
Yeah,
the check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was testing mine. Just make
Okay.
sure. That was me rolling.
All right, yeah.
Don't click check.
Oh, I took his 20.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold. So, right. I'm gonna have to ask you to put those items back and to take your what was it, a cleaner bot, and head over there away from the items if you wouldn't mind.
Hey, trash can. Fucking stop it.
So he looks at Yaz and his emerald, like the things that they focus in, they recognize the situation, and then it just kind of like his chest cavity just opens up and it just all evacuates out. And then he just walks away.
It's gonna kick it forward. Here you go. You got this. Yeah.
Just a massive pile of
Push it forward.
all sorts of bits and bobs on the floor, just like sploosh.
You asked for that, not me. And I'm gonna walk away.
I say, how uncivilized.
Excuse me, sir. What kind of party is this, anyways, that you've invited such guests?
Oh, I haven't invited them. That would be the master, sir. To be honest, I don't rightly know. He had something that he needed to, apparently get off his chest, and he wanted as big an audience as he could for it.
Yeah, I was told there'd be some kind of adventures or something.
Oh, yes, there will be games, sir. There's actually going to be some lovely party games going on. I think they have set up in the back a bit of the old horseshoe toss, and a bit of the old ball rolling in the grass, and, things like that.
I love the touching of grass one. I love to touch grass.
Oh, yes.
Been a long time since I touched grass, I'll be honest.
Oh, yes, I don't get to touch much grass either, working so hard, but, well, you know. All right, well, I will... And as he sort of starts to go on, you can actually see and hear ding, 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 coming from the dining room. Please, everyone, take your seats. Dinner is about to be served.
Byron starts getting worried at hearing this announcement. He starts looking around.
I haven't gotten my drink yet. Does someone have my drink?
As you say that, sort of out of nowhere, look to your left. You see the man standing there with the tray. On it is a little, like, glass, like a cup of mead, it looks like. Like they might have just pulled it from somewhere, who knows where. And the drink that you would ask for as well.
Now that's service. Tell me, you're lucky. If you had snuck up on me just a little bit more behind, you might have received an elbow right to the face. I'm always on guard.
Oh, I say, sir. Yes, I would never. I would never.
Val
Now,
was just
do
gonna
me a
lean over
favor
the
and
dog.
cheers with me.
Like grabs the glass a little bit too hard and lifts it up to try and cheers with the guy, and it just breaks in his hand because he squeezes it too hard.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So this fine china glass just shatters in your hand.
Oh boy. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not used to such delicate things.
You actually take 2 damage from the glass as it pierces your skin in your hand.
Okay. I'm doing this on my D&D Beyond sheet, right?
Wherever you would, yes, ideally, but you can put it wherever, as long as you're keeping track of it.
Yep, I got it.
All right, hey, Byron, are you all right? Wait, let me take a look at your hand real quick.
Byron begins to look around, not sure of this voice is calling his name.
It's me, Cletus, over here, the little dwarf down below. You see me over here?
Oh, tiny dwarf person. I don't believe
Hey.
we've had the chance to meet. My name is Byron of the Lightmane. What can I do for you?
And he extends
Oh,
a
you
very
can't-
bloody and glass-filled hand, the same one he shattered it with, to shake his hand.
You can't do anything for me. I come over here because I saw you from across the room. It looked like you might have hurt your hand. I just wanted to check on you. Is everything okay? Can I help you?
That's mighty kind of you, dwarf person. I appreciate that. Yeah, I could use a little looking after. Maybe a
Sorry.
drink, but this here's nothing but a flesh wound.
So I reach out and I grab his hand from
Sure.
like the pinky and the thumb, and his hand is huge in my hands.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, for sure.
I'm holding his pinky and his thumb with each of my hands, and the blood's like pouring off the palm.
Mhm.
And I take the mead that's in my cup, and you can see like the mead that I'm drinking is kind of like it's got little green swirls on it.
Sure.
And as I'm holding his hand out, I take the mead and I take a big gulp of it, and then I pour
Now,
the
well,
mead
wait a
down the
minute.
palm.
What are you doing here exactly? You're
It's
not
okay,
gonna waste
it's-
that, are you?
No, it's all right. I'm taking good care of you, sir. I promise it'll be all fixed in a minute. Give me 1 second, okay?
As he tilts his glass, almost about to waste the alcohol or the grog, Byron makes a motion to try and use the hand that he's got grabbed to hold the glass up so it doesn't tip over and spill any.
Hold on. Be careful. He might spill some of this delicious drink.
No, Byron, it's okay. I promise. If you give me just 1 second, just hold tight. I know that you don't want me to spill, but if you want, I'll give you the rest of my mead when I'm done, okay? Just give me 1 second, okay? I promise
Okay.
it's worth it.
I believe you. You seem like a trustworthy guy, little dwarf man.
So as soon as he allows me to, I tip the rest of the mead glass over, or the mead cup,
Mhm.
and you can see the alcohol start pouring out down onto his hand. And as it hits his palm, this green glow just starts spinning around his palm. And as it hits the palm, it begins to cure wounds on his palm.
There you go. And the
Goodness, what kind of magic is this, dwarf man? It seems to be working.
That's my healing magics. My mama taught me that when I was little.
You have my gratitude, dwarf. What is your name?
My name's Cletus. I told you that already.
Cletus, sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I'm quite forgetful sometimes.
No, it's okay. I noticed you just have a real you have trouble like doing things. It seems like you keep dropping stuff.
Well, I can be a bit clumsy at times.
He gives him a politeful nod and thanks, and starts motioning over towards the rest of the gathering of people that was calling out.
and people are moving their way into the dining room. You don't have to right away if you don't want to, but that is where generally the crowd is moving.
Hearing the tink 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 and seeing all the commotion or whatever, Vale would just lean over kind of toward Yaz and be like, I thought the robot was doing something over there with the tink tink tinking.
I'm not sure. I just want to sell him. He looks valuable.
It does look valuable. I bet he's useful too.
I mean,
Not at stealing, though. He's horrible at that.
No, that was terrible. But I mean, we could part him out.
Yeah, perhaps.
I overhear the
Try to use
conversation,
him first.
and I look at them.
Well,
and
no,
I'm just
roll-
blinking. Oh,
Roll for
okay.
me. Roll perception.
All right, yeah, I can do that. I don't know how close I was.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Second. Nope.
All right. So you mutter. The robot mutter.
And my eyes are blinking as I think that they're talking, and I'm pointing my hand towards where they're going. It's like this way.
I'm telling you, it would be pretty easy to sell him. Look at him. He's like a lost little sheep, a lamb.
Yeah, but I bet he could hit real hard.
Maybe.
I think we need him.
Fine.
Together, all at one unit, probably.
We should talk to that fucking thing.
I wonder if he can rig the games.
What do you mean? How would it? You
If there's games, maybe he could rig them with his computers.
You think is that how that fucking works? Can he like count the cards?
Maybe.
Well, we only really need his head for that, right?
They said something about a ball. Let's just go look at the games first before we try to plot him out. Yeah, maybe if we can find some buyer, then sure.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to like poke the robot and like come here. Like the fingers just come over here.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can.
The first spell, dude. I don't even know what freaking Baron is, what class he is anymore. Let's go.
So spectral hand appears in front of you, B1, and gestures to come towards it.
All right, I just slowly start to kind of like trottle over.
Hey, you, stick with us.
Yeah, we'll look after you.
We'll take good care for you. And you guys are gonna step up and like start to like look at all of his parts and just like notes. Yeah, I can sell this and I could sell that.
Go ahead and roll Arcana for me.
What is this
Can I
spell?
Can I take a?
It's nothing you need to be concerned about. It's fine.
What's up, Cletus?
Nothing. I would want it to be a butt, but I don't know. I was trying to say I don't think trottle's a word, but go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. Trundle, whatever. It's something. That said, as you have no idea what the fuck this thing is made of, but it must be expensive because you have no idea what it's made of.
You gotta be worth something. Yeah, you stick with me. Who the fuck are you? I'm gonna point at Zeus's character.
I'm Vale. What do you mean, who the fuck am I? I mean, I just followed you on the road, I guess.
Listen, I gotta be honest. I wasn't paying attention. I've been drinking a little bit, so like I wasn't paying that.
Oh, well, most people don't see me moving anyways.
Let's keep the tin can. Hey, trash can, come with us. I'm gonna start to walk over to where people are gathering.
A load of silverware I got. He whispers as we start to walk up.
Yeah, B1 just sits there, watches them, and then kind of just turns and starts moving along.
Oh, yes, thank you. All right, everybody, make your way to please have seats. If you can, stand if you can. Sorry, I didn't expect so many. As things sort of quiet down, actually, I'll do it this way. As things sort of quiet down, and side note, click, you'll have to move the sound down yourself, sorry. But otherwise, as things quiet down, people... if you hear the music and stuff in the background.
Oh, I'm enjoying it.
Okay, that's fine.
I like the atmosphere. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got mine going too. There's a slider on the right. I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm new to this program. If you click the little buttons on the right, you can change the slider yourself if it's too low or whatever.
Yeah, I can't control it for you folks beyond a couple of things. So that's why, just be aware people are going to quiet down for the moment as this figure who looks to be Lord Glove actually sort of steps up as if to give a speech. But then otherwise, yes. So along those lines, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me here at this dinner for a momentous occasion. You see, I've recently come upon some information, and I thought, what better way to share it than with you, the community? He sort of pauses for a moment and then takes a drink because his throat seemed parched. Yes. You see, basically...
And he's just gonna get up behind him and start trying to like, I think he like swallowed something in his throat. So he's like starts giving him the Heimlich or whatnot. Or no, he wouldn't know how to do that. So he's just patting him on the back really hard with one hand.
B1 starts slowly walking over there as this process is happening, and he waits as he's as he sees this guy just pounding on this other guy's chest, kind of just watching and waiting, and then kind of
pounding this guy.
Yeah, just pounding the guy.
It's going away. Yeah.
Places his hand kind of over his chest and does like a medical analysis. I think I have the skill for that.
Yeah, so go ahead and so B1, you can go ahead and roll medicine. And you know what? I'll let you, Byron, roll medicine as well. Because this will be especially interesting. So the rest of you folks can see as quite literally okay. The person collapsed on the ground. They're sort of trying to push on their chest as if to basically get them back in shape. They don't quite know what's going on. It appears he's choking on something. And yeah,
I'm just gonna keep patting him on the back like real hard with one hand, hoping it helps. Because
hey, are you all right there, buddy? Here, hold on.
He doesn't know exactly what's going on, so he's just thinks he's choking on something in his throat.
So Cletus knows he can help this person, but with all the chaos going on, and B1 already doing what he's doing, and you see Byron standing over there pounding on his back. Cletus just kind of stems aside, all knowing that he could easily, use what his mom has taught him magically to do some kind of a healing. But I also don't know exactly what I'm doing here or why I'm here. So I'm just kind of like in shock as to what's going on. And I'm just kind of like watching the room.
And as he thinks that and has that thought, real quick, Yaz and Vale, where are you folks?
I'm just kind of standing in the back, watching all this kind of unfold.
This is a shit show.
As you think that, the figure stills, ceasing to move. Actually up close, B1, with your medicine, you could tell with your medicine and the fact that there's blue veins sort of reaching out from his neck, he appears to have been poisoned. And he stops moving, seemingly dead. All you hear is the thud of Byron sort of pounding on his back still. Like, it's going to be okay.
He's going to be all right. Just hold on. He'll cough it up any moment.
This is a party, huh?
DM, can I ask real quick, is there any healing you can do now, or is this too late? This is past healing.
At this point, he is past healing.
Okay.
You could, no worries. You could spare the dying. Well, technically you couldn't. He's definitely dead. No, at this point he is gone.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's okay. Or is it? People are startled. I mean, nobody expects to go to a party and literally the host is killed. And hey, I think that walking trash can might have poisoned the Lord. Maybe it's that other guy with them. They're working together.
Yeah, okay.
And people start.
I'm not with him.
And people start like pointing fingers, like, no, it was that guy there. I saw him bring the drink. Well, I saw that it was actually that lady over there. She put something in it. Oh, yes, but I saw that. And people are throwing accusations all over the place, just murmuring and muttering. Somebody
Is he dead?
Guards. Who? Oh, is that Byron asking?
Yeah.
Yes, he is very. He's not moving anymore. You don't even need to make a medicine check for this.
He kind of scratches the back of his head, and then he's gonna snap his fingers and cast Divine Sense.
Well, this is unfortunate. I wonder if there's any evil afoot.
And he snaps to get Divine Sense going.
Sure, yeah. So, as a reminder for how Divine Sense works, you can detect any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that's not behind basically a wall. So, in that moment, you snap, your senses expand, sort of out the room into the entrance hall, and you don't feel anything untoward except the hint of maybe the stench of undeath on his goblet.
Byron takes a big, deep breath and closes his eyes while he's doing this.
I don't have a feeling that there's any other dead or evil nearby other than this man. You there, dwarf. Can you do something for him? You helped me before.
Are you talking about the fellow on the ground?
The very one.
I'm sorry. All I can do is make people feel better. I don't think I can bring somebody back from make him come back from being asleep.
Well, something's going on here. This man was clearly killed, murdered possibly. We'll have to bury him outside. Don't want the dead to stink up the room.
Byron starts lifting this guy slowly over his shoulder as if he's going to take him outside and bury him.
Hey, what are you doing with my father? Wait, no, what are you doing? A young woman approaches you.
So as that's happening, B1 goes over and whispers into his ear the diagnosis that he identified through his understanding of the blue veins and what was going on.
Yeah, you whisper, he's dead. He was poisoned.
This is in my ear. This is in Byron's ear.
Yeah.
Poisoned, you say? And how do you know this?
And so you see for this moment as like B1 is trying to figure out why he's asking, and like he goes through his registers and he's essentially comes back, he goes, my internal database has identified that he was poisoned. And that's it, right? He doesn't know anything more. Yeah.
With one arm over his shoulder carrying this dead body and the other free arm, Byron kind of like tilts his head a little bit and reaches out his free hand and knocks on the top of B1's head, like just like knocking out the door ever so slightly.
What exactly the hell are you?
He just kind of absorbs that question in and then just gives like a non-response, if you will. He like doesn't compute.
Well, whatever you are, come with me. We're gonna need to bury this guy before the dead stinks up the room.
Vel would kind of try to speak up a little bit. I think the family is here. They can take care of their own dead. Let's. What about the games?
Byron, almost oblivious to everything else, just almost like so zoned in on burying this dead and getting the dead out of the room, slowly walking towards the door.
No, my father, no, guards!
Wait, Wait, Byron, you should probably put the body down. Take a minute. You're in the room with their family and stuff. Let's let them deal with it. Let's move on about our evening and let them deal with it.
And as you're cautioning him, Cletus, the doors open and 3 gentlemen in armor, cloaks, walk in. What's going on here? My word! Seeing a man holding a corpse of a lord of the city. They draw their swords. Put that man down at once! Surrender yourself!
Well, hold on here. This man is dead. We've got to get this stench out of here before it stinks up the entire party.
What? Are you mad? What? What's going on here? Everybody, quiet! There's just chaos going on at this point. Guests are like leaving. They're going out different doors because they have no idea. The Lord died. A dude picked him up and is trying to walk him out the front door at this point. He's only been dead like a minute, maybe 2, and everyone's just confused.
With the swords in his face, he kind of slings the body over his shoulder where he's carrying it in 2 hands, and he tosses it at the men with the swords in front of him.
Here, see for yourself. He's dead. That thing over there said he was poisoned.
And he points to B1 after he tosses it at him.
All right, we're gonna roll initiative.
No. Oh man!
So
Why did he do this?
God damn it.
You're not his friend, are you?
Listen,
What have
I'm
you
a
done, Byron?
goblin, and someone just got murdered.
Those
I'm
gods
on
are
the big
pissed.
guy's side.
I think we're having to fight the god.
All right. So does this include my bonuses, or do I add the +5 to that?
if you put them in on the character sheet, it would include them. Yeah.
Okay, how do I
How do you roll
on the D&D
initiative?
Beyond sheet?
It's including a +2 for you right now. You rolled a 19.
Oh, I have a +5 on top of that with alert.
So yeah. So you're at 26. So yeah, I think if you go to vitals, let's see here. No, that's not it. It's fine. I'll keep track of it. We can figure it out after.
Okay, I'll just add it until I fix it on this alchemy. I'll just add my bonuses from my D&D character sheet. So yeah, it's a 26.
That's totally fine.
All right, 9. This will go well.
Yeah. Well, ironically.
15 for me.
Okay, nice. And Cletus, would you like to roll?
You should just add our
Sorry,
bonuses
initiative
from
is your
D&D,
dex
right?
bonus?
You can just add your bonus. What's up?
Oh, +1. Okay, I see it. So it's D20 +1.
Okay. Yeah, for you, it's a D20 +1. Yep.
How do I add the +1
So,
in the roll?
So
Just add it afterwards.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
just
say
until
that.
we
13.
physically put in the things ourselves. We can do that after this game. Make sure that the alchemy is synced up with D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did
Just have
all
to add
mine
your
individually.
Yeah, you'll have to add your
Alright.
bonuses manually for this one game.
There's also a tactical map you can go to in.
Yes, there is a tactical map, and for this, we will be using it. Actually, a real quick thing. Let's see. Yaz. Sorry, Cleed. Wait, Yaz, what did you get again?
12 + 3.
Okay, so then Yaz, Cletus, and then B1, and then the guards, which makes sense because they just got fucking rocked by a corpse. So we're doing zones basically, so you folks are aware. Essentially, the entrance hall is one area, the dining room is another. So don't worry too much about specific like where you're at. Again, they don't have tokens yet. They're adding it this month. For now, we're semi theater of the minding it. Okay, so I will pull up the tactical map. For now, we'll do it that way.
Yeah. To clarify, whenever he tossed this body, he tossed it like as if they were right in front of him. I'm not sure how far away they are. But Byron kind of lightly tossed it, with the intent of them catching it almost, but if they did or not.
Yeah. No, they didn't catch it. Well, they caught it with their bodies.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Totally caught it.
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, but it wasn't exactly intentional. All right. Well, Byron, you're first. What would you like to do?
So, is it very aware that these are like town guards or guards of this party or anything like that? Is that?
Yeah. So they are wearing the sort of robes and attire of a guard of Archstone. So it is clear that they appear to be guards coming to investigate, a murder.
I'm going to take my action to talk to the guards.
Sure.
I'm telling you, take a look at that guy.
Oh wait, do I have only so many words, or how does it work?
If you're going to take an action to do it, you can talk for a little bit. It's fine.
Okay, I'll make it brief.
I'm telling you, that guy was poisoned. Take a look for yourself.
And Byron just kind of stands there, non-threateningly, just arms out, trying to be in discussion about this this guy.
Go ahead and roll persuasion for me. Here's the thing. Disadvantage because you threw a dead body at them.
Okay.
And so you can click and drag the D20 down for disadvantage. So you're kind of trying to persuade them, basically, like, this is all a misunderstanding.
Disadvantage?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I might have mistakenly heard. How many guards are there?
There are 3 guards currently.
Okay.
I don't know if I did that right.
Okay.
It says 2d20 DH1, is that right?
Yes. DH1. Yeah, that was it. All right. Interesting. So, so you're like, wait, this is all a misunderstanding, as you said, right?
Yeah.
And
I was just letting them know.
I'm telling you, this guy is poisoned. Take a look for yourself.
they're more confused than anything because, you're like, this guy's poisoned, and you threw a dead guy at him. Like,
Yep.
It's the ultimate flim flam, accidentally. All right, Vale, what would you like to do?
All right, so Vel is going to just kind of survey everything going on. These guards are readying themselves to start a fighting. And I assume, that you can answer this. Is it obvious they're about to attack everyone in the room or just the paladin?
Right now, they are very clearly going out. They're confused. They look like they're going after the guy who threw a dead body at them.
Okay, so with that in mind, Vale is going to cast Levitate on Byron, and he's just going to, move his hand quickly and cast Levitate towards Byron to try to raise him in the air.
Okay, now here's a question,
Now,
Byron.
He's going to try to raise Byron in the air far enough that he can't reach anything with his hands or his feet. So I don't know how high the roof ceiling is. Is this a high ceiling?
Yes, this is like a 40-foot ceiling. So here's the question,
so
Byron.
About 10 feet in the air where he can't touch anything.
Oh yeah, are you willing?
To accept the spell? He would be so unoblivious to anything going on behind him that it would just, I guess, affect him. He's very focused on this conversation with these guards who are in front of him with these swords out.
You're certainly aware of it. So are you? But do you want it or not? It's your choice.
I'm
You
aware
start
he's
feeling
casting the
it.
spell.
Oh, yeah.
You start feeling the effect of it, so you can try and resist.
Mm-hmm. Remember, you're also alert, so
he's not going. He's alert, but he's not going to resist. His attention, his alertness is all focused on the guards.
Sure.
And thinks that the danger's in front of him, not behind him.
So
he doesn't know enough about the guys behind him.
So Vale, you concentrate, and off the ground he goes.
So Vel concentrates for a minute and takes his hand and kind of swashes it in front of him, and as he does, like this blue air kind of goes out from his being a little bit and kind of goes towards Byron and raises him about 10 feet in the air.
Hey, wait a minute here. What's going on?
All right.
Real quickly.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
with my bonus action, I guess before I would just be like, cover me while I concentrate, Yaz, in case they come after me.
I got this.
Again, talking like regularly, so folks are aware. It's totally fine. Just don't talk too
Okay,
much.
cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Although technically speaking, like whatever. All right, it's a fun thing. Yaz.
So I'm gonna turn slightly to Vale and say, "So you don't want me to shoot him?" As I pull out this huge wooden hand cannon and point it up at the paladin in the air. We're not shooting him.
Would I be able to respond, or
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like I mean, up to you. I'm
Listen,
trying to stop it.
You should shoot all of them. You should shoot the guards. You should shoot the paladin especially. Yes.
Fucking God, I told you not in public. He's like yelling.
He yells that.
Talking to me right now.
Nobody else hears that. They only hear him yelling.
What are you yelling at?
What are you,
Do whatever you want to do.
so angry?
It's Galafax. He's an asshole. It's fine.
Destroy them. Destroy them.
Upon hearing the word God, Byron's ears kind of perked up and his head slightly tilts back behind him like he's looking over his shoulder.
Listen, I got this. I know what to do. So I have the ability to talk to people in their minds, correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to. Which one of these guards looks like the head?
The middle one, basically.
So I'm gonna project my voice into his head and be like, "Listen, the paladin's a giant dumb idiot. For fuck's sake, stop it."
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
I hope this works. I hope this persuasion works. Getting thrown in jail, literally accused for poisoning a guy. Of course that happens to us.
All right.
So I have a question for you, real quick.
What's
I
up?
know it's your game,
Mm-hmm.
so you have the right to allow us to do anything in this world.
Yes.
My character has sleep, and I don't know how many animals we're gonna come across in this world. Are you allowing me to sleep humans?
Oh, sleep works explicitly with humans.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it says creatures.
Yeah,
on it.
creatures are humans too.
Cool. All right.
You're thinking beasts. B-E-A-S-T. Beasts are
Gotcha.
animals. Yeah, you're good. Don't worry. You can do humans. No
Thank
problem.
you, buddy.
Not a problem. Yeah, you're good. So yeah, that's the funnest use of it. Except elves. Elves can't be put to sleep because they're elves. It's particular
I'm
to them.
sure he'll learn that. You don't have to spoil that.
Oh
for him.
yeah, have fun with that. That's gonna be great.
That one the hard way, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. All right, so yes, you do that. They like they're not struggling really as hard. They're just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? We got fucking ghosts talking to us in our heads, bodies thrown at us. Fucking this guy is like, he's poisoned. What is going? They just
Floating
seem
in front of them now.
yeah, flying. They just
Floating.
this is out of their wheelhouse. What? All right, Cletus.
I like to think Byron has accepted the floating and is now extending his arms as if
Just
he's
doing a
Jesus.
swimming motion.
This is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, Cletus, what would you like to do?
All right. So I now have seen what all is, transpired. I now realize that the guy I just met, and I kind of think he's a pretty cool dude because I'm obviously, I'm new to this room. I'm new to this group, but I think Byron's pretty cool. I see he's in trouble. I see that it was not on his. I'm lawful good as well, so I can see that what he has done is not on purpose. He hasn't done anything purposely to try and hurt anyone. So knowing that the people walking in the room are my enemy now because I don't want him to get hurt for something he didn't do.
For sure.
So at this moment, I look at the guard that's closest to him, and I take a moment to really balance my decision. It's like, do I jump in on this? Do I leave it alone? Do I let him deal with it? And at that moment, my mind clicks. It's like, okay, I gotta do something. And it's like that scene from a movie. You're like, oh shit, I gotta trying to decide, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I gotta do this. So then Cletus reaches into his little pouch. He's got a little leather pouch next to him, right on his side, and he reaches into his little pouch, and he grabs a vial that kind of looks like something like an old, it's like an old liquor metal flask, and in this flask is a very potent liquor that he has made in his tavern. Very potent. Like if you drink it, you could easily knock yourself out. And at this point, I take the flask and I pour like a little bit of it into my hand, and then I blow it into the guard's face in front of Byron, and I cast sleep on him.
Subscriber.
Sounds good.
Subscriber.
Roll it. Go for it. So it's yeah, go for it. It's 5d8 worth of hit points basically.
We are going to prison.
Oh, just wait. Just wait. It's gonna be even better.
Oh God.
Thank you. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Just you wait. So yeah.
Prison break next episode.
Yeah, it's the episode 2, dude. The
Yeah, I don't know if I
freaking
captured it
Yaz
right.
and D1 are already using their skills to bust us out of prison, dude. Oh my God.
It may not have
Subscriber.
sorry, just dueling banjos going on. So go ahead and roll, if you could, just 5d8 for me, and we'll add them up. And yeah, so yeah, there you go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shit.
An easier way to just type it, right? Like you just type in 5d8 somewhere.
Possibly. I haven't seen it.
We'll figure this out. We gotta
Yeah.
figure this out eventually.
Again, it's the first sort of session. You know what I mean? Like, well, second, but you know, it's
Hey, we're a new campaign. These things happen, right? Isn't that what people
exactly.
say?
This is a learning experience along those lines. So you blow that in what you feel is the guard's face, and you watch as all 3 guards collapse.
Yes.
No
Oh,
way,
yes,
dude.
Yes.
Because yeah,
I'm done.
yep. And yeah, the by this point, all the guests have cleared out. They don't want to be there when the guards fucking fight someone. The daughter of the Lord is still there. It seems the servants are still there. The dead Lord is still there, currently on top of the guards, who are sleeping. You can,
I got right the tool for this, boys. I'm gonna pull out my rope. All right, let's tie him up.
Byron's still kind of swimming in the air.
I'm telling you, he's poisoned.
I think I'm buying the robot
Like
now.
if he's poisoned.
I think that guy killed these guys, so let's tie him up.
I'm gonna like swim around in a circle, like so where I can face the guys behind me.
Hey, I think something boring happened. These guys fell asleep.
Trying to swim over to them, like getting nowhere, just swimming in the same spot.
Is there anyone else in the room besides the 4 of us and the sleeping guards and us?
the daughter of the dead Lord, and 3 of the servants are currently looking horrified at what's developed at their Lord's party / father's party.
Okay. So
Yep.
I tell Byron, like I signal Byron to keep it down, like trying my best to make like a hand motion, keep it down. But then I was like, hey Byron, it's okay. I took care of everything. Don't worry. Just calm down, okay? It's under control.
Byron seems to
Bill
make like a couple hand motions, and he just does like a weird awkward wave back, but with his fingers, moving. It's just
Vale
like
would let him down slowly. He would let go of the concentration, so you would float down to the ground.
As you sort of slowly fall down.
I don't know what happened, but that was fun. Hey, what bored these guys? What's wrong with them? I think they're asleep.
I would kind of walk over to where the daughter was and be like, "Who would want to kill your father?"
Daddy, I don't know.
You did it, didn't you?
No. She just starts crying.
To back him
Arr.
up, I'll cast Mage Hand to slap her.
Oh, God.
All right.
Oh Lord.
So you sort of, and it's almost the illusion of damage rather than actual, but it's just like, and just, she runs over
Hey,
to
dwarf, come make her stop crying.
her father and just sort of hugs him like, Daddy, help me, Daddy.
Okay, I don't know how to make people stop crying.
Just tell her a joke.
At this point, Byron's kind of right next door, just kind of nudging the sleeping guys with his feet.
Hey, what happened? Wake up.
All right, so go ahead and roll initiative as he wakes up.
Sleep, you dummy.
There was a reason they were asleep.
We kept saying, man, this was boring.
Concentrating or
Yeah, so what happens, I'll just let you folks know what happens with sleep is you don't actually even have to concentrate. They're unconscious for a minute until they're woken up or they take damage. So
I might have done that.
so go ahead. So you prod the guy. You're not surprised, ironically, when
you
he's
look over at the dwarf and he's got his hand in his palm.
yeah, he's just like, oh, and the guy is just like, what? He's gonna book it. He's gonna try and run. So Byron, you get an attack of opportunity against this guy if you want.
Can I like try and how tall is he?
He's probably like 5'9", 5'10".
I want to like reach out as he's running away and try and turn him, like reach out my hand and turn him by his head in the cartoon, so he turns and runs the opposite direction.
Go ahead and roll. It will technically, I guess, be athletics. Go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
He just runs and
Hey, you're going the wrong way.
Technically, we're in the entrance.
Any modifier?
Athletics. So for you, it's what, a +6?
1d20 down or just drag normally?
Normally. So 16. Okay. So you
Oh, I thought he had advantage. Did you just
No,
tell
it's
him he had
attack of
advantage?
opportunity. It gives me
Oh,
an opportunity
okay.
to do something while he's moving.
Yeah, so you reach out and grab this guy's head. He does not avoid it. So you basically sort of whoop, whoop, and you sort of just divert him a little bit, and he's just like, ah! And instead of going through the front door, let's see here. Yeah, you know what? Roll a D6 for me real quick.
Okay.
Nice.
A 1?
Oh no.
Okay. No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. He goes running down the hallway into what appears to be like the bedroom / servants area.
Okay, just real quickly as he's running away, Byron's gonna yell after him.
Wait, come back. He's poisoned.
Of course. Ah!
These are the worst fucking guards I've ever even heard of. Holy shit.
Well, I mean, you know.
So while all this chaos is happening, I'm assuming the glass that the guy drank out of is still around, right? No one's smashed it because they walked over it.
Perception.
Ooh, good thinking, B1. When nobody else is, somebody has to.
So perception, again, for if you don't know. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right.
I think he was poisoned.
Yeah. You actually can't find the glass.
So I'm just you see him just kind of like looking down.
Well,
and
no,
just
you're
walking
looking at
down.
where it was. It's gone.
It's gone. Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting.
You can see the puddle that was left behind from whatever liquid was in it, but the actual glass itself, gone.
So I'm going to then say to the group, like, where's the glass?
Wait, that he drank out of?
And so he's like pointing down at the floor, or so that everyone is now aware of that puddle.
Did you pee yourself?
Whoever did it, they took the glass, I bet.
Oh, that's fucking great. Anybody say anything?
So
If
I bet the daughter hasn't.
if we're out of combat, Byron's gonna start slowly trailing towards the guy who was running out of the room.
the guard, yeah, you can go after him.
Poison!
Just yelling after him as he's walking towards his direction.
I think they get it. What's wrong with him?
You folks in the entrance hall. So obviously Byron is in like the hallway at this point, shouting poison, and you hear glass smash. And Byron, you can see sort of looking in. It appears to be what looks like a bathroom, or a lavatory. And he basically busted out a window to run.
Like he's gonna climb out the window, or he's just busting it as he runs by.
Like he ran through. Like he's like like trying to get the hell out from this crazy floating.
This is a person that's supposed to be protecting the building. Like, what the hell?
Byron's gonna take a peek like out the broken window to just see if he sees anything, and then whatever he sees, he's gonna poke his head around the corner and yell down the hallway whatever he saw.
So he looks into the room, sees basically the busted window, and within a few seconds, the guard getting up and running like, help! I need reinforcements! Help! Guards! Ironically. Yeah, and then so Byron pops around the corner like, that.
Hey, this guy just ran through the window. I think we're gonna need to find somebody else to tell him that he's poisoned.
All right, okay. This is bad.
We have the daughter here. She knows he's poisoned.
At this point, who's still left around?
So currently there's obviously you folks.
Yeah.
There is at this point,
is the daughter just standing here watching us this transpire, or is she like wandering
she's
around?
weeping over her
she's
father's
weeping over her
corpse.
body.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. She's currently like hugging her dead dad, crying.
Gotcha.
And the servants are just horrified and trying not to be noticed. So they're just kind of like up against the wall. Like one of them's yeah, somewhat. I mean, one of them's the older gentleman that, had the tray spilled, and they're like, he's just like, because, he obviously interacted with you folks. And yeah, they're basically trying to avoid your eye. Like, don't look at them. Just kind of stay off to the side. Just don't move.
It was very obvious that we're in the wrong place, and people are noticing that.
Oh yeah, you're not blending in.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's no more games, I'm guessing.
Where's the games?
I'm really looking forward to touching grass.
I am not going to prison for you fucking people, so I'm going to walk over and start to tie up the guards. Okay, we need to take control of this, because that asshole down the hall just said they're getting more guards, so we have until they get back to figure this out. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start blasting. Show the hand cannon.
Miss. Hey, I would try to talk to the weeping daughter.
Go ahead and roll persuasion, but I'm gonna have you do it with disadvantage because you threw her dead dad, and like it's a whole mess. This is not a good day for her.
I didn't throw her.
Well, somebody did.
Oh no.
Miss. Hi. What? What is going on? Why did someone poison your dad?
She's inconsolable at this point, just weeping, just like almost dry heaving. Like,
Smack her with that hand again.
You don't want
All
me to
right,
use.
so I'm going to take a moment really quick, and I want to try and diffuse this situation the best I can.
sure.
And since my character literally has the charisma of a freaking I don't know, something with a lot of charisma.
I do too. I got +2.
I have
Charisma
20,
Bard,
and I've
you might
failed
say?
every fucking roll.
I have +7 persuasion, actually.
Jesus fuck.
Holy fuck.
I actually would have +5 more. I'd rolled 11 last time.
Jeez. Okay, go ahead and finish what you're doing then. See if you
No,
can
no,
get
no.
her
I mean,
attention.
it's already went. It's your turn.
Okay, I was gonna go. I'm gonna walk over, and I'm obviously at this point we know I'm really short. I'm really small. I'm gonna go sit down, and kneel down next to her, and I'm gonna put my hand. And I know she's crying. I know she's inconsolable, but I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder. At this point, I'm gonna you could feel the energy from me because I'm a healer. My whole life has been revolved around, you know, partying, drinking, and healing and making people feel better. So I put my hand on her, and you could feel almost like a wave of energy, not like an energy of like an actual spell, but just you can feel that I'm good. I'm not a horrible person. And I'm gonna just sit there for a moment, and I'm gonna be like, all right, listen, ma'am, here's the deal. I understand that your father is no longer with us, but I just want you to understand that we got to find out what happened to him, and I need your help. We all need your help because something bad has happened. And if you want, I'll roll persuasion now.
Sure.
Before we continue.
Yeah, of course.
So
And-
it's
And you're kind of trying to feed her your sort of positive magical energy and all that.
vibes, yeah.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah. Just neutral roll. It won't be with disadvantage. You're kind of trying to magically sort of help.
+5.
All right, and she
So
rolls.
it'd be 16.
Okay. So she definitely is still obviously upset. I mean,
Yeah.
but she, sort of shuddering breaths, sort of like, I don't, I know everybody loved him, my dad.
Clearly not, lady. He's very dead.
I hate you.
Great.
All right. At
I
this point,
literally was gonna.
while that's happening, V1 is
Mhm.
going down and looking at that puddle on the floor.
Sure.
Where did his drink even come from? Who brought it?
If you want to try and remember, go ahead and roll, I'd say intelligence in this case. You're trying to remember if you noticed it.
Okay.
Cletus, you could still try asking something.
Do you by any chance know if there was anybody that your father had as an enemy or somebody who disliked your father that might have been here tonight? I know you're having a really rough time, and I know you're really sad, but can you just think for a moment what might have happened here?
She's shaking her head, but it looks like she's actually shaking her head no in kind of response to the question, like, no, everybody loved my dad. He was my dad. So all of you folks would probably know this. It wasn't exactly secret. So there's a rivalry between the Rose Dancers and the Gloves. The Gloves were kind of on the rise, whereas the Rose Dancers were sort of on the decline. But recently, again, within the last year or so, suddenly the Rose Dancers had, this upswing. It's not clear. Folks don't know why. They think like maybe an uncle died or something, and he left a bunch of money to the family. Again, it's the details are a little hazy. Nobody really knows, but that is something that you would potentially know. She sort of at this point kind of waves you off, like not towards the exit, actually, just towards like the other, like just go, just do whatever, just go.
I want to make it clear too
Mhm.
before we go too much further that my persuasion roll
Mhm.
and persuasion I'm using is not to console her,
Mhm.
but to back us out of a bad spot.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No,
So
that's.
I'm trying to persuade her to understand that we aren't the bad guy in
And
this situation.
this is a Rose Dancer dinner party, right?
No, this is a
Yes.
glove dinner party.
Oh, a glove.
Oh,
dinner
I thought
party.
we were at a Rose Dancer's because I thought this was the Rose Dancer's place.
No.
Do we know that going in that it was a glove dinner party, or do we just go into a party that was happening? Like, I don't know if my character would know. I think you just wandered into a party. Like maybe not all of us know or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So, so Lord Glove put out the word for the party, and they do both have similar mansions. I will say that I could show you that they are not the same. I'll put it that way.
And this is Lord
Okay,
Glove who was
cool.
poisoned, right?
Yes, this was Lord Glove that was poisoned.
Okay.
And yeah, I know. Fair point on that as far as identifying or trying to make her aware we're not the bad guys here.
Yeah, I'm trying to persuade her that we're not the bad guys, so that when and if somebody does arrive from the guard call, that she can at least attest that these aren't the bad guys.
Sure.
While he's doing that, I would like to investigate like the bar.
Sure. Go ahead. Roll
So
investigation.
That would be 12 plus 4, so 16.
Okay.
To investigate the bar area for any sort of evidence.
Sure. Well, so a few things. One, you recognize, or you could sort of see that the glass that he drank from actually doesn't match any of the glasses at the bar. It was a different style of glass. His was fancier. Perhaps he has a private liquor cabinet somewhere, but it does not appear to have come from the bar itself. And the bar has, again, what you're looking at appears to be the simpler drinks. Mead is actually present, as well as other sort of brewed beverages. In fact, well, go ahead and roll intelligence for me again.
All right.
Or history, if you have history.
Do yes.
Roll history.
During this time, I just wanted to be aware Byron has decided to use the restroom that of the window he was staring out. So now he's some spinning at the time in the bathroom. You might hear like a couple of noises or grunts off in the distance.
It's pretty nice.
Couple of farts.
Yeah. It's a pretty nice lavatory. I mean, again, they're fairly well to do. They actually have an indoor bathroom. They actually have a few.
This is also the first time Byron has used an indoor bathroom. I want to point that out.
Oh yeah, so he's experimenting with all sorts of things he probably shouldn't.
He's
be.
taking his time in there.
Oh yeah.
What the hell does this do?
Yeah, there's a pot for things, and it's just all sorts of it's a whole new world. And yeah, all right. So with that history, not that they're well known for this, but you do know that the Gloves actually have a brewery, like a small, like in-home sort of thing, which, is a sign of their wealth, right? I mean, most people don't have that sort of facility, and they dabble in it, as they like to say.
All right, so I would kind of mosey back to where the bulk of the group was and be like, there's the glass that he drank out of isn't at the bar area. I remember it being fancier than what's over there. None of them glasses are nice. There's got to be another like place, a nice, maybe a private bar or a private place for the better booze, top shelf.
Who gave him the glass? And I'm gonna point over at the fucking servants. Rich people don't get their own glass, do they?
So, Paul, while that's happening, and
Sure.
B1 is the puddle, like, is there still liquid? Is like in the carpet?
Yeah, it's soaked into the carpet.
Okay, yeah. So B1, he kind of touch it with his hands. He kind of touches it, and integrated into him is a set of alchemist tools.
Go ahead, roll. For you, that would be, well, we'll do alchemical supplies to identify it. So go ahead and roll. It's basically +4, essentially. It's proficiency plus intelligence in this case. Tell me what you get. So D20 plus 4. While you're doing that, oh,
God awful.
it's water.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you think it's fine. In fact, do you want to try some?
Nope.
No, you probably shouldn't. Yeah, that's probably fair.
God damn it, Paul, dude.
What?
Paul, dude. Fucking
Do you
Paul.
want to try some?
He knows exactly what he's doing. Take a little sip.
Yeah, just take a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just water. Maybe it is. Who knows? I'll never tell him the DM.
Maybe it's sparkling water, flavor water.
One. Is that the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It's
Yeah.
actually a 5 though, right? It would be a 5.
Yes. Yeah. And for the record, for folks, so that they're aware, a 1 doesn't necessarily auto fail unless it's an attack. But I mean, we got to have our fun, right? So anyway, so while you're doing that, sort of poking and prodding the liquid that's sort of soaked into the rug, basically the the servants are looking at Yaz, and Yaz, I mean, you're pretty threatening to them right now. I mean, as far as
we're gonna have a conversation, and you're gonna tell me what you saw, because I am getting more and more frustrated. And have you ever seen what happens when a goblin gets frustrated?
Do we even care though? Let's just get
Listen.
out of here.
You want to run and have these assholes on us? Fucking
You'd rather get me
get-
honest, or are we not
hunted.
They won't remember us, right?
Yeah, I
I'm-
wouldn't mind
I'm-
getting out of here.
I'm pretty fucking distinctive, to be honest. Maybe you, Mister.
I'm blue. What do you think?
Okay, you're blue, but you got a fucking hood on. I'm fucking green as shit. I look fantabulous. Like, come on.
About this time, Byron's gonna walk out of the restroom
Mhm.
and peer down the long hallway. And at this time, he squints and notices the guards potentially tied up, scratches his head, and starts slowly walking down the hallway.
Sure, yeah, you can do that. just seeing.
It's a slow pace. They have lots
What
of time. He's very slow.
You saw.
So yeah, so at this point, probably this has been what, like a couple minutes. Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah.
You start to hear a bit more of a commotion outside, as that's the place.
I would say, guy who works for the Rosebud says what?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna point my gun at him. What person who made that noise?
That was the older servant who. Oh, what? No, what? No.
I've got very little time.
He did it. He's a rose dancer.
You
That
kind
one.
of hear down the hallway.
Hey, are those guards tied up?
Yes, it's fine. They're just sleeping still.
No, I've served the gloves loyally for generations. No, I have nothing.
As
I've
he's
done nothing.
talking, I'm gonna start. Since Yaz doesn't know he's a warlock, he's like pulling out this like bullet of pure eldritch energy and putting it in the cannon. It's just charging up. And he's like, "Yeah, tell me, what was it exactly? How friendly? Go on, continue. This is what I want to hear, right? Is it what I want to hear?"
Go ahead and roll intimidation. Anybody else who's listening, you can roll insight if you want to try and figure out if the guy is telling the truth or not. Technically, Yaz can also roll insight, but
10 plus 5.
Okay, 15. Not bad. Okay, and I rolled for him. So
10 plus 5 as well.
okay. So
mine would be a 4. No, a 5. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So, okay. As far as the intimidation goes, no, I've been very loyal. But you notice that as you do that to him, one of the other servants kind of gives him the side eye almost. So Cletus and even, I mean, B1 technically too, you think he's telling the truth. But yeah, one of the other servants gives him the side eye.
So we can feel he's telling the truth from our roll.
Yeah, you think he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Who saw the side eye?
That would be you, Yaz.
In the background, Byron has standing over the two guards, scratching his head.
Hey, these guys are tied up. Don't worry, I'll take care of this.
And he kneels down and starts fuddling with the knot, but is having a lot of trouble.
All right.
Leave him tied up, you idiot.
Yeah, Byron, don't mess with him.
Don't worry, I'll take care of you. I don't know how these
Byron,
guys
don't
got
mess with
tied
them.
up.
Leave him tied up.
Leave him tied up.
He's just kind of muttering that, ignoring the guys.
The guards are nodding at you like, yeah.
Can I cast sleep on Byron?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to cast.
So
sleep on
go
Byron.
ahead and roll 5d8, and then Byron, I'm gonna need you. Actually, never mind. Go ahead.
I'm very focused
Yeah.
on the knots.
Don't worry, in the name of righteousness, I'll make sure you guys can protect this place. Just give me a moment to get this knot. I'm having trouble. I've got large fingers.
All right. Yeah, and Byron, your health is 11. Yeah. Byron
actually at
collapses
9.
asleep.
I'm at 9 because I lost 2 from this grabbing
Yeah,
the
he's at
glass.
9 right
Oh, right. Even better. So yeah, boom. Byron's out.
now. All right, guys, I'll handle this.
So while I'm standing there, I'm gonna speak into Cletus's mind, and I'm gonna say, "You have any more of that stuff you did to the big man, the healing stuff? Just say yes or no."
I do.
I'm gonna then turn my Eldritch Blast onto the guy's leg, and I'm gonna fucking unload it like right on into his thigh.
All right,
Not
roll.
the old man or the other one?
The other one that gave the side eye that I saw. I'm not even gonna say fucking anything. I'm gonna point it at his leg and just blast him.
All right. So a 5 to hit. Ooh. Technically be a little bit more, but okay. So that is enough, though. They're not. Well, here's what you actually observe. So you shoot where you think their legs should be, and the illusion around them fades. And standing there is not actually a servant, but a hooded, hard to tell their race with the cloaks on, but you can see.
Hang on. As soon as that starts to transpire, the current thing that you're showing us right now, I like reach over without looking back and start tapping Byron on the chest. Byron, wake up. Byron, wake up.
As soon as I see the
Yeah.
Byron.
So there's a hooded figure starts to come out of an illusion.
Well,
as soon as that happens, everybody's gonna hear danger screaming in their head.
yeah. Well, you're all going to hear a lot more than that. Go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Byron's still like drooling
Yep.
on this guard who
Yep.
he's untying.
Yep.
I woke you. I'm waking you up. So
Yeah,
I
well-
woke you up. I reached
Um,
over and woke you up.
can I go last because I feel like
So
Byron would be the
well,
slowest to.
Well, you're actually going to skip this first round. Ordinarily, you
perfect.
can't be
That works.
surprised, but in this case, you were asleep when it all went down. So,
Okay, yeah, no, that's
you go.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go. Or I'll skip. Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
yeah, but still roll initiative. You'll get in the order.
okay.
Yeah.
18.
There you go.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, of course. All right, Yaz.
With me.
Go ahead, Yaz. What are you doing?
He's gonna just smile and say, "Gotcha," and point at where the actual hooded figure is, and gonna hit him again with another round.
Go ahead. Blast him, McClanky style. Oh. And that was a nat 20. That was a crit.
Let's go.
Why, hello there.
That's the first 20, dude.
Okay, so it actually did the double damage for you. Okay. So
Let's go.
so you literally blast a hole in this guy's chest.
Hell yeah.
And the hooded figure almost pauses for a moment, as if stunned, like, huh? And then just sort of collapses, blood leaking out of this cavity that's there. The servants scream at this point, and they try to run.
This is why I get paid the big bucks, boys.
Yeah. We're no longer
I'm
in
gonna
initiative, by the way.
to real quickly have a conversation with Yaz.
Sure.
Like just basically for 1 second, I'll be like,
Yeah.
is there any way you could have just waited like 5 more minutes so when the guards got here, we didn't look like we were the bad guys? Because
Listen,
now the bad guy's dead.
I'm gonna point the gun at the bad guy on the ground. He's got a fucking massive hole in his chest. He's wearing hooded cloak shit. Who you gonna trust?
So,
The friendly goblin or the dead robe cultist looking motherfucker?
so
All right,
while they're
sure.
having this conversation, B1 goes over again and checks this guy, and then basically goes, "This guy is dead."
Yes.
Damn fucking straight, he's dead, trash can.
So
Seeing,
Obvious.
hearing what he said about the cultist-looking person, my guy would lower his hood and take off his mask and be like, "Yeah, who would wear a hood?"
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Wake up, Byron.
He
I'm
was
shaking his
poisoned.
chest. He was poisoned. I'm shaking his chest like violently, trying to get him to wake up.
Sure. Yeah. He wakes up, shouting, "He was poisoned."
Hey,
Yeah.
sleepyhead, I got him. Just fucking laugh at the paladin.
Byron's still asleep. At
Oh,
this
is
point,
he?
he's been waken up by, or he's been attempted to be waken up by,
Mhm.
Cletus, but
Yeah.
he was very comfortable on that guard for some reason, and is still just drooling in a position where his head is kind of like tucked on the guard's shoulder.
It
It
feels
just
like you're
happened to be
home.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like he's just for some reason is so comfortable
Mhm.
that he's still asleep through all the action.
Oh, he's all tuckered out.
While they're
He-
doing
he
that,
did need a
Paul,
nap.
is there any since I'm still over the body, is there anything about the robe or anything that we can glean out of what this thing was outside of the gaping hole that now exists? Like, the blood is red, I'm guessing.
Yes, it is. So it appears, so they're like maybe 6'9", 6'10". They appear to have been a Goliath, actually, which is one of the reasons that the shot kind of missed, because like you hit where you thought was their leg, and that's definitely I mean, you definitely hit something, but it also kind of affected the illusion, right? And yeah, so they appear to be a Goliath, or have been, I guess, were, and yeah, the hole is just, it's everything's leaking. The servants have since fled. The guards are looking horrified. The 2 guards that are on the floor, they are awake. They woke up in Park as Byron woke them up. But they're still tied up. And yes.
One is a lot of drool on his shoulder.
Oh yeah. But he seems to be comfortable.
B1, search his pockets. Come on, let's get. Hey! I'm gonna point at is the girl still there over her father's corpse?
Hmm?
I'm gonna expect a reward for avenging your dad with like 1 fucking bullet. By the way,
So I start digging into, searching his pockets.
Go ahead,
If
roll
there's anything, yeah.
investigation, and go ahead, tell me if there's anything. What?
Well, I was wondering, is there anything about the robe that, is it just a standard robe? Like, what else
Sure.
should we be finding?
Yeah. Isn't that
Mhm.
interesting? Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Investigate.
Okay. So, from what you can tell of the robes, they appear to be relatively normal. you know, they do have pockets actually inside them. You're sort of feeling around and seeing there's a focus on, or at least it looks like a focus. I would say you would know it is a focus, as a magical focus for some form of magic. You don't quite know what, just looking at this. And yeah, looking around, they actually do have a coin purse with several coins in it. Do you want to take the time to count them?
No. I grab it. I have no concept of money, so I'm just kind of pulling these things off of him. And I would essentially kind of turn around with my hands open and you know.
I'm gonna
showing
mage
what I
hand it
found.
over. As soon as I see it, just mage hand it over.
Sure.
I'll take that.
Do you resist B1 or you give it to it?
Nope, it's free. Yeah, it's just like, huh?
All right. Continuing on, you find what appears to be an herbalism kit, though you would know that it has more alchemical supplies than actually, you know, a full-on herbalism kit.
Okay.
And a little empty vial. Well, there's one drop left in the vial.
So, oh, go ahead.
So as you're looking at the vial and the drop, you hear, "Nobody move! Everybody stand still! Keep your hands where we can see them!" And looking in the doorway of the room are 8 guards with swords out, shields up, and they look like they're ready for a fight.
Just gonna put my hands up.
Spent the entire time trying to keep this from happening.
And we're gonna pause here. We're gonna pause here for a moment. So yeah, let's see here. So technically, we still have time. We don't have to end on a cliffhanger here. There's still plenty more we can do. Don't worry.
Going, please.
I'm in for more.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, I would say at least if we're gonna fight these
2
guys,
more
let's
hours.
just the combat.
3 more hours.
Yeah.
4 more hours.
Well, we can certainly deal with these guards. I'll say that.
He was poisoned.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Okay then. Good. So far, quick check-in. Thumbs up, thumbs down. We good?
Yeah, I'm in for
good,
it.
yeah.
I'm gonna grab a drink really quick, but go ahead and start
Let's-
rolling initiative.
Actually,
if you want.
I'm gonna grab a snack and grab a drink too.
Yeah. Let's roll initiative and let's all grab drinks.
Same deal. I'm gonna skip this first turn, Paul.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yaz is gonna skip too because he's on his knees with his hands up.
Yep.
There's 8 of them. He's just decided, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm just gonna point. Yaz is just, or not Yaz, but Vale's just gonna point at the hooded Goliath that's in a hump deep on the ground. He did it.
Well, and I would think, like, as we kind of talked about, you mentioned I've got this vial, so if it, you know, same kind of test I would run, you know, so it's kind of like leaning against my finger, and so I would check to see if I could figure this out.
Are you gonna stick your finger in
Yes,
and touch it?
I'm gonna touch it.
Of course. Okay. So you'll get that chance on your turn, technically.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's totally fine. Yeah. We'll get drinks, use the bathroom, relax a little bit.
Snack time.
Yeah. Get your snacks. We'll come back to the fight.
I've been adding like all the attacks and everything into alchemy. This is actually a really cool program.
Again, I was super pumped to find it. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you should know. You saw me find it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is pretty cool though. I've,
You would sort.
you know, because
Hi, Halberd.
a lot of it's got to be added in by hand, which kind of sucks. It would be nice if it wasn't, you know, but
In theory, I
Yeah.
think you can add stuff ahead of time, you know,
Yeah.
and sort of draw on that. One of the reasons, by the way, that level 1 makes sense is you can add stuff more slowly over time, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that helps for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. If only Comcast didn't hate me.
Subscriber.
Hey, Grumpy,
Subscriber.
thank you.
No, it's fine.
Welcome. I do appreciate that. We're just on a brief, bathroom
Like, I've been
break
able
and
to
snack
add
break.
in the short sword, the dagger. The only thing that doesn't show is like you have your ability scores, but it doesn't actually give you your skills. There's not a skills window. So while you have the ability scores, all your skills and everything, they're all based upon just your ability scores. None of them are based upon like proficiencies. So unless I'm missing the proficiencies, like, hold on, let me see here. If I do it, say in Arcana, let me do a view here.
A
Oh, I
proficiency
can't.
just gives you
Okay,
advantage, right?
+2. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did just change my Arcana and stuff. But those are the ones you have to kind of go in, click on them, hit view, and then you can add in your proficiency score.
What is that under?
So on the left side of the screen, there is your journal. Then underneath that is like the 4 little bubbles.
Oh, right.
And there's
You have a separate view than I do for that.
spells. Yeah, the only thing I haven't been able to do is add a spell. I haven't been able to add spells.
Oh, you might have to refresh your page, weirdly enough.
Yeah, I have had
How
to
do
do
I
that too. You just
Or close the
F5
program, reopen it. Yeah, it's odd.
Oh, okay.
Again, they just ran into open beta recently. I love the program so far though. I'm all in. I'm digging it.
Yeah. No, it's a really. I love just the aesthetic of the thing. It's all playing out.
I don't know. I DM fairly regularly,
I
but
can do this. I should go back in and figure out my.
I don't know. It depends on what you mean though, because
yeah, so I was just
I
headed in there to do
DM
that. So all I did, I
on
actually
stream,
created this action that just sends that message.
I
when
DM'd
want
for a
to
little
cast
while,
other
and then I
things.
sort of came back
So
to
you
it
can just do
in real
customized
life
action. So
for a
every
while.
time you want to cast a certain thing,
you
or
know.
let's say your character has a certain
Sometimes I
move,
had like
pick
4 or 5
a
games
certain
going
thing
at
they
once.
like to do
you know.
often. You could put that as an action that you do. And,
Why? What's up?
And just every time
What up,
the
Sword?
character kind of does it, you could cast it and it would show to people.
Yeah.
You can also whisper people. Whenever I whispered Jaws, did you notice? Were you able to see as the GM that I whispered Jaws?
I did not. I don't think.
So,
Can you try it again just to see?
Yeah, I'll whisper Jaws right now.
Oh, I've got some good news for you, Sword.
So I just whispered him now.
I did not see it, and neither did the chat.
Crazy. Yeah. It went straight. It just says 2 Jaws. So like, I mean, I can whisper you as well if I wanted to whisper the GM. Just like any of the other ones. Like if I wanted to do something secretive, be like, can I steal from Byron while he's sleeping?
That is actually a really good point.
Did you get that?
Let's see. Do I have I don't see a chat menu on my screen.
I do wonder, like, what extra are you looking at it as a spectator, or are you looking at it as the GM?
So both. So I actually have 2 separate views going on. I have my DM view or GM view, and I have the app running as a spectator. That is intentional, so that I can give folks a chance to they see what they need to see. Let's put it that way.
It won't let me whisper you.
Maybe I'm just not that special.
There we go. Now all my stuff's got that stuff.
Yeah, I've tried to whisper you several times, and it does not. I wonder if it's because
I don't know. It is on. But it's totally fine. So again,
it is odd.
What's cool though is they're planning on bumping up the spectator/streamer view this summer, basically, so that they support webcams simultaneously, so everybody can have that. And obviously, we have the React down below. But
oh man, when you guys see what I'll have done by then.
Yeah, in theory, we could have how Baron has his reactive thing, or ironically enough, obviously Nick has like a more advanced version of it actually, which you haven't seen. Don't worry about it. Then
Oh, it worked.
how'd you get the? Oh, you rolled it in chat.
Yeah, so you just roll D20. So I did /roll
Oh,
D20 +4.
oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And if I do that, you can see it. If I do the,
I knew it had
yeah.
to be here because I was like, "There's no way this is a D&D engine that won't let us roll with pluses." I was like, "There's gotta be."
Mhm.
Yeah, you can.
I meant, like,
You
Go ahead.
100% can.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
That's cool.
That's great. That's real good.
that'll make this a lot easier.
Yeah, in theory, I suspect if you use the same format that they do for the advantage disadvantage, you'd also get like.
By the way, before we
Yeah.
get back into it, which are any of you guys going to join me and Baron with
I will be.
People Dead after this?
I will.
I don't have it, but I mean, I could be persuaded.
I think it's like
Yeah.
$20 on the Epic.
Every
Evil
night.
Dead.
Every night for the next fucking week and a half.
Yep.
Hold on.
I just signed up for the V Rising streamer thing too tonight.
Oh, nice.
What is that?
Do you guys have the link to that?
No.
I don't think I have it.
Here, I'll put it in here for you guys. There's a V Rising streamer link that you could sign up to get like early access copies.
Yeah, it's on their
Oh, yeah.
website.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll take a look. I forget. I thought I signed up for something, but I think it was Evil Dead. I don't know that it was V Rising, sadly.
I will also tell you that I'm extremely excited for
Oh,
the other game.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
extremely
Yeah.
excited now.
Nighttime in Rock.
No, but
No,
we can't. There's, yeah, the
can't talk too much on stream.
yeah, we'll tell you
no,
after.
I hear
Yeah.
you. I got you. Yeah,
All I'm gonna
you know.
say, yes or no, does it do? Like, if there was something out there that did everything that we wanted, would it be it?
I'm not sure.
Shit. Okay.
Not sure. I'm not even sure what game you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
we
don't have a clue. What
Hello
you're talking
Kitty
about.
Island Adventure 2.
of course we could talk about that. But yeah, so
Is
anyway,
the V Rising just the standard streamer thing.
Keep him on task, DM. Keep him on task.
all right, yeah, stay on target. We'll we can see here. That said, yeah, I thankfully have today off now, so I will be able to play for a little while after this. Thankfully.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. It's a rare treat. But having said that, let's kick shit off.
All right.
Let me restart this and see why. It's ironic. The fight music isn't playing right now. Are you folks hearing fight music? I'm just curious.
No.
Okay. That's... Well, you know what? You missed...
One other quick question. Are you able to add enemy cards on this screen?
Yeah, I will. I will. I just... I didn't this time, but I can add NPCs.
We also haven't rolled for initiative yet, so
Oh, here, I can redo it. Hold on. So let me...
that might be why we're not hearing anything.
Yeah, let me try it again. No, it's not doing that. Odd. Let's see here. Ooh. Oh. Don't worry about it. I know what happened. There. Hold on. Sorry, your initiative's gonna go away.
That's fine. There it is.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. It's good. There we go. Now we got that. We got that. Everybody get their initiative. And yes, I will going forward, I can add some to there. I'm just trying to see different ways of doing stuff. We're experimenting. Although what I could do. Yeah. I'll add some templates for him. All right. So we got initiatives there. Oh, ooh. All righty. Here we are. Okay.
All right, I wouldn't changed all my. I think my character's actually matching my sheet now, so I don't have to add any numbers.
Sick. All right. Well, very good. I love it. Okay, so top of the order. Oh, Byron, actually, you should still roll your initiative again. Sorry. There. Okay. So let's see. So Byron, you go first, technically, with the +5 bonus.
Skipping my turn because
You're sleeping, right? You'll wake up this turn. Cletus, your go. Don't worry, he's gonna wake up.
All right.
There you go.
So what I'm gonna do first is, after I've assessed that we're in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
I've obviously been spending the last 30 to 45 minutes of time trying to diffuse the situation the best I could.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to start this off by casting Bardic Inspiration on Yaz.
Sure.
So I will look at him. Is he within 60 feet of me? We're all in the same room, right?
You are, and for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna raise my glass in the air, and I'm gonna say, just know, when you truly want to succeed, you'll never give up. No matter how bad the situation may get, just keep trying. And I cast Bardic Inspiration on Yaz.
All right. So Yaz, you feel inspired. It's like, yeah, all right. So you're gonna get a D6 that you can sort of add to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. All right.
Perfect.
And I will say, Cletus, you can also do something else if you like. That's kind of a bonus thing for you.
What's that?
So if you wanted, say again.
What's that?
So basically, on your turn, as a reminder, you can do standard action and a movement and a bonus action. So
you're saying I thought you were giving me something to do. Okay.
No. You can do more
So
things.
I can still cast a.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
But you can't cast any of your spells because you've cast sleep, right? Twice. So that is sort of, you've used your spell slots, as it were. But you could do your cantrips, or you could attack somebody. I mean, you do have.
Okay. But just as the guards into the room,
Mhm.
I'm going to attempt to cast a minor illusion behind them. I'm basically gonna wave my hands and point in the direction behind them.
Mhm.
And I'm going to attempt to cast a tiger running through like an animal. It doesn't have to be a tiger, but some animal running down the hallway behind them to get their attention.
Sure. All right.
So it'll be like a 5-foot radius, I think, behind them.
Yeah,
1 meter
5-foot
behind
cube,
them.
basically. Yeah, you can do
Cube,
that.
yeah.
So you're sort of like, whoop, and in the cube is a tiger, sort of like. It doesn't make any sound. It just looks like a tiger, but same deal. That's fine.
I'm just trying to get their attention.
Of course. We shall see on their turn how effective it was. Well, along those lines. Say again?
I'm done.
Mm-hmm. And it is their go. So I'll actually, so the back two are going to turn around and be like, tiger, what? And take a swing at that. they'll pass through the illusion. Actually, I guess it would be the back 4 because it's 2 rows of 2. Sorry, 2 rows of 4. There we go. But yeah, you can see the back row basically turn around and confront the tiger, quote unquote. Obviously, they're swinging and it goes through it and nothing happens. But that will certainly tell them that it's an illusion and it wastes their time. So 4 of them can go. All right, so...
Now, does this give my men an advantage now that they're turned around?
So those guys basically wasted their whole turn. So they don't.
They're turned around though, right?
Yeah. So in theory, you know, you might be able to, depending on what happens. I mean, people can sort of like keep in mind they're keeping an eye all around them. But you definitely made this turn better for yourselves because, I mean, they're doing nothing. They're distracted by it, at least until they, it went through it. So, but yeah. I mean, again, the big thing that they're not going to do, they're doing nothing. The front guys, let's see here. So Byron's lying on the floor sleeping. Yaz, you said that you got on the ground before, when they busted in.
With my legs crossed and my hands straight up.
Cool. B1, you have a flask up in the air?
Yep.
And you're also a Warforged. Cool.
Yep.
And I pointed at the dead hooded man.
Okay.
And said, it was him!
So they're going to come in and they are going to approach Cletus, because you're standing, and B1, and they're going to say, put your hands down and don't move. We're taking you for questioning.
Can I persuade them? Or is it too late in the fight?
You can on the next go around, not just yet, but they haven't done anything. They're waiting kind of for your response, basically. So you do have a chance to. Similarly, B1, you could potentially try to persuade them as well. Vale, so you had pointed like, it was that guy. Oh, and one of them will approach you. Sorry, because you're standing as well, presumably. What do you want to do?
Which person? Me?
No, this is Vale.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so did they? I guess they didn't attack. They just kind of looked.
Currently, they have not attacked you. They have.
They want to question us.
They said you're coming in for questioning, and they're giving you basically a chance to surrender.
Now, are these town guards or are these? Can we tell if they're wearing like gloves? Like, do they work for the gloves?
Go ahead and well, actually, it would be obvious. These looked like town guards.
Okay, so they actually are with the town.
I mean, they certainly are wearing the attire of the town, whether they're with them or not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yaz already gave up. One of them is sleeping. Cletus made a tiger.
He just went Siegfried and Roy on him.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to try to persuade them about the situation and just kind of talk for a minute, and let them know, look, the guy was poisoned. The daughter's upset. Daughter's upset. Her father's been poisoned, and we found this guy on the ground over there, that Goliath. He was disguised as one of the servants. He had a whole illusion about him. He did something crazy.
Go ahead, roll persuasion for me.
Okay, 1 second. Let me find my persuasion. I actually need to fix it real quick.
It's all good.
It's a +7.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I will say it's kind of funny. The lowest persuasion in the group is a 6.
Yeah, I think we like to persuade people of things.
But then everybody else's, the next lowest is like 16. Like, it's like... All right. Okay. So
And I would also, like, as I'm saying all that, like, we don't want to fight you, and I would kind of put my hands up as well, sheathing my sword.
Yeah. The guy doesn't look like he's exactly hostile to you. He's sort of like, all right, like, you know, like, just calm down. Yeah, no, he looks like he's sort of just keeping an eye on you, but not like about to run you through.
We just wanted to play the games with the party. All right, that's all I'm gonna do.
Sure, yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, that works. B1, what are you gonna do? There's two gentlemen standing over you, kind of right now.
So I comply.
Okay.
But so my hands start to go down, but and I guess what I would say is like I do so in a way that the vial still has whatever was in it, so it doesn't spill out.
That's totally, yep, you can do that. That is totally fine.
By his character, the way his character's been described, I just imagine him like a little trap door opens in the back and he like nervous farts. Like, he's like, oh.
Oh yeah.
Like his character is just so goofy and funny.
Oh, just a little steam lets off. Yeah, no, but it's
steam poops out the back. He's like, oh.
But actually, his movement you've noticed is very smooth. Actually, for being in such disrepair. Although there's definitely signs of damage and wear on him, but you know that's something to explore. Yeah. All right, so you sort of bring down your arms, kind of, you know, in a ready resting position. And yes, good to go. All right, Yaz, you've already surrendered, but what else are you doing?
I have a question. So,
yes,
since I'm able to talk to people in their minds, am I able to hold a normal conversation while talking to other people in their minds at the same time? Can I hold two conversations at once?
I would say that yes, but it does take the normal amount of time. So basically, you know, in a fight, you're not going to necessarily have literally two conversations going at once, if you catch me.
So it's going to be simple. To the guards, I saw him poison the Lord. To everybody else, you didn't see shit. Just to our party, you didn't see shit.
So you get to put it...
snitches get stitches.
So you get to send it to one person. So who are you sending that to?
I'm going to send that probably...
I'm so glad I'm asleep right now.
It's definitely going to be Cletus because
so glad I'm asleep.
I think everybody else kind of would get it, but like to Cletus because he's a good guy, and it would have been Byron, but that motherfucker was asleep, so we could.
Yeah.
See,
all right.
Out of all of us, I feel like B1 would be the one that would tell on us.
Also,
before anything else.
Yaz thinks B1's stupid. At this point, he thinks he's like a defective product.
I just feel like he's the guy that would be like, yeah, this guy shot him.
Yeah. Yeah. Not inaccurate.
Poison.
All right, that works. Byron, you come to. You're sleeping on two of the guards, and there's 8 guards sort of spread out. 4 of them are in the entrance. They look like they're fighting a lion. Or no, was it a tiger or a lion?
Tiger.
A tiger.
Bear. Oh my.
And they're fighting a tiger. And 4 of them are in the room, sort of 2 of them standing over B1, 1 of them standing over Vale, 1 of them standing at Cletus. What do you do? Byron?
Oh, am I awake at this point? Sorry.
Yeah, so you wake up and you see the scene basically that literally 4 of the folks are in the room. 1 of them, 4 of them are outside fighting a tiger.
Man, I haven't slept that good in a while. Now, to finish doing what I... Oh, that's right, untying these guards.
He like starts kneeling down after looking around and starts going back to what he was doing, untying the guards.
And this time, after enough time, successfully, yeah, you untie the knots on their rope.
There you go, boys. Nice and free. Now, where was I? So that guy was poisoned.
All right. That's yeah, we'll do that. That is you. Top of the edition, Cletus.
I just throw my hands in the air. We didn't do it. There was that guy over there, the one on the floor with the hole in his chest. That was him, because he did
It's
it.
just nodding quickly.
Go ahead and roll persuasion again. You do get advantage. You're telling the truth, and it's very clear. Well, maybe it's not super clear, but it's, there's some evidence that supports that.
How do you do advantage in typing if I want to type out?
So the format for it is 2d20 DL1, I believe.
Advantage would be just 2 d20s.
But it actually, if you put the whole 2d20 DL1 bit, I think it's that, it will roll it with advantage for you. Yeah, it'll roll the advantage and take the higher. Yep. See?
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, again, he's standing over you. Kind of like, all right.
I'm looking up at him and like pointing it directly at the body with the hole in it.
He acknowledges it, he can see it, but he's sort of just keeping an eye out just to make sure. Yeah, at this point, is anybody going to attack the guards?
There's
I
8 of
think
them.
it depends on what they do.
Yeah, we haven't
Sure.
done anything, so we were not in any trouble.
There's
It's
no
our-
10, because he
They
let the other
haven't-
2
They
go.
haven't
True.
said like we're under arrest yet, right? They just said we want to question you.
Well, they
When I mean poisoned, I mean poison. That guy is poisoned.
so in that case, what we'll do is, we'll
Poison.
he's poison. That boy is poison. So we'll go out of initiative here. And yes, so essentially, they're gonna pull you guys sort of separately apart, to sort of talk to each of you, figure out what's going on.
All right.
Like I would normally see our group as a kind of group that would, we're in a situation where we could fight 8 guards. I mean, I don't think we would have too much trouble with it.
But we're
But
not
it's
murder
like-
hobos.
Yeah, we didn't do anything. Like
Mhm.
we literally have done nothing wrong. So it's like, why would we want to fight somebody over something we didn't do? It's like,
Every
They
one
look
of our
like
actions
town
has
guards.
consequences, so
Mhm.
without
did
going too
Han
much
Solo
OOC,
that
I
guy,
think this is a good choice.
yeah.
Oh, for sure. No, it's very much for sure. Like, could you take them? Possibly. Could there be
Paul. Stop it, Paul.
could there be
Don't-
more?
Don't give them ideas.
Possibly. You might be able to do that. You might not. But as you said, prepare for unforeseen consequences.
Damn it.
He was poison.
Yes. No, so that's fine. So we're gonna start again. We're gonna do reverse alphabetical order this time.
Wow.
Yes. So Vale.
Reminder: my hood is
Why-
down and my mask is off,
Oh.
so you can see like his hair. You can see his airy blue kind of skin.
What happened here? We've got reports that somebody was murdered. We've had guards tied up. A man with a hole in his chest.
I just got a handful.
Okay. You see what happened here. What's your name, anyways, guy? What's your name?
My name, Bryn.
Bryn. You see what happened here? It was there's a big party for the Lord Glove. He was throwing on this big party for celebration. He had a big announcement. He wanted to tell everybody about this big thing. That's all we knew is he wanted to say something that was massive. You know how the Gloves are. They've been fighting these other guys. And, they've been on a little bit of a come up, And anyways, so he's about to say something ginormous. So he threw a whole party for it. And he was making a toast before he did that. And he drank his drink, for the toast. And then he choked, and it was poisoned. That's all we know. We don't know what sort of poison, but it was poison. The robot over there diagnosed it as poison. And so he died, and everybody scattered and ran. And these 3 guards came in, and we didn't want to. Well, we were trying to help the daughter over there figure out who did it. And we didn't want the guards. They kind of came in very angry, and so we had to quell them and put them to sleep. And one ran away. And whenever that happened, that's when all of a sudden I think y'all were called in. But yeah, there was this one guy over there that was acting suspicious. He looked like one of the other servants. You see those other ones standing over there? He looked almost identical to them. He just, a few different features. And while we were trying to help the daughter figure out what was going on, because she was going through madness and hysteria and wouldn't really talk to us, this guy looked suspicious. So my friend over there, the green one, the little green one, he's intuitive, that little bastard, and he decided to point a gun and he shot that man, and the man, poof, changed. Well, he didn't actually shoot him. He tried to, he shot near him. It was a warning shot, and when he did, the guy changed, and his illusion fell off, and it was not one of the regular people. It was a shadowy figure wearing a hood. We didn't really know, and the guy tried to fight us. And when he tried to kill us, well, he had to shoot him again. He shot him in the chest, and unfortunately, we weren't able to question him because he shot him dead with one goddamn shot. And that's what happened. I swear it.
Cletus is just shaking his head, yes, like violently. Yeah.
The background here, poison.
Yeah, of course. Right. Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage, Vale, for me, because again, you're basically telling the truth, and this is the situation. All right. So he's nodding like, right. All right.
Full story, bro.
Yeah. All right. Stay here.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere. Don't move. Just stand right there. And he sort of goes off. So this is kind of
he would sort of mockingly just stand there with like one leg up and 2 hands out, not moving, balancing on one leg.
And doing it very well.
Moving.
All right. Yaz. The guard approaches you. What happened here?
One, I don't know any of these fucking people. I got invited to the party. It was supposed to be a good time. All hell breaks loose. But I'm telling you, I saw this guy put a little vial of something in that guy's drink. And I'm going to point to the dead guy. And then I see that what tipped me off there as well was he used this spell to slap the daughter. And then I wasn't going to let that happen. So he drew on me. He drew on me, and I put him down. It was justified homicide all the way. You know me.
Go ahead and roll deception for me, why don't you?
God damn it, yes. You better roll good, man.
If you roll a 1 right now, I'm done.
I need these
I'm
stories
just
to
done.
line up, yes, or we're gonna be in fucking prison.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
It doesn't add my +5. I don't know why.
We can
Do what I did. Slash.
I don't like
So you gotta
type
go-
in.
So-
I just add it on top. So 17 + 5, whatever that is.
That's fine. We can
Well, no,
figure it
but
out.
You literally can do slash roll.
No, you can change it. You can change it.
We'll do
How
this
do I change
after. Let's
Okay, we'll do it after. We'll do that. I'll just add it for now. So 17 + 5, 20.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah, stay on target. Don't worry. We'll get there. So all right.
He drew first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he was going for, but listen, I am all about law and order every time.
And what did
Every time I have to shoot someone.
And what did he draw? What picture?
I don't know. It could have been another vial. He was going for it though, especially after he assaulted that lady. There was no choice. I just had to do it. I had to do it.
All right.
I did say he tried to attack fast.
Stay here. Don't move.
Upon hearing that, I'm gonna turn, and in Vale's mind, I'm gonna be like, I'm going to hurt you.
What do I do? Still not moving, balancing on one leg.
Good luck trying.
This is Alchemy RPG, and it's awesome. And I'll explain more after. All right. He says, stay here. Don't move. I'll be right back. Byron. Byron, what happened here?
Well, first, let me, it's nice to meet you. My name is Byron of the Lightmane. I came to this party, and, well, I still haven't had it.
Captain, and the guard that you were drooling on kind of walks over. Could I speak with you a moment about this individual? All right, this is kind of unorthodox. One moment. What was it? Light something?
Byron of the Lightmane Pride.
Right. All right. One moment. Stay there. What the? Oh yeah. You know. Yeah. Go ahead and roll perception for me, Byron.
Okay.
Technically, everybody can roll perception, but it's going to be harder for you than it is for Byron, who's close by.
So just to do this, it's a add action, and then it's a skill check, or can I just roll the d20?
You can roll just the d20 if you'd like. We can add it.
Okay.
For you, you'd be adding a +1.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So ironically, Byron, you don't hear this. Everybody else in the room does. Actually, yeah.
I don't hear it because as he walks away, Byron's still talking.
The Lightmane Pride is a place in the savannas in the green, where the green forest meets the yellow.
Of course, he's got to. And everybody else is like, yeah, so that guy threw like a dead guy at us, but then he kind of like untied us. Like, we think he's just kind of like a little dumb. And like, he didn't try to hurt us or anything. And like the other guys are more of a threat, but like, it doesn't seem like they're not that competent. Like, they probably aren't in on it. So like, if, are you sure? Like, yeah, just, question him, but like,
you're not wrong. He's an idiot.
So is that Vale who shouts that? Who?
Yeah.
So Vale shouts, what? Hey, don't listen in. It's a private conversation.
Well, listen to that. I'm gonna be telling Byron, you're doing a great job, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
And so that's whenever I saw the guy say he's poisoned. And so at that moment, I knew he was probably poisoned. But I'm still not sure. But I'm doubling down on the poison.
You got this, buddy. You're doing good. Making us all proud.
The poison for gloves. The poison made specifically for gloves.
Yeah, gloves poison. Yes, exactly. Made by a guy named Cusco. So, all right. The guard comes back. Are you still talking?
Poison is the conclusion that we've got here.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean. Okay.
Sherlock Holmes, that one.
Yeah. Hey. All right. Listen. You, the thick meat, whatever your name is. Here, have a seat over here. All right. Yes. Just stay there. He sort of looks at the other guard like wide eyed, like, oh boy.
That one there. He points to the seat across the room.
Nope, right here behind you, right here. Just go ahead here. I'll guide you. He sort of like lightly grabs your arm, just sort of here. Come here, over here. No, just.
Oh, perfect. Right where I left my greatsword.
And for the first time, it's been laying across the room, like against the wall, kind of in this corner. Byron picks up this giant two-handed greatsword that's pretty much just like a wooden stick at the end, and then a giant like stone piece that's been sharpened and smacked enough times into it's just this big stone greatsword.
Whoa!
And then throws it over his shoulder and sits down on the seat.
Yeah, okay. This is pretty comfy. I could use that drink though, one that's preferably not poisoned.
Keep an eye on him. In fact, you keep an eye on him. Gestures to four of the guards to just kind of. Yeah, we'll work on that drink. Right. Yeah. He sort of just runs off. All right, B1. What happened here?
So he kind of gets up and then, you look to be law enforcement.
Yes.
And so then he kind of starts to you can see that the registers are trying to trigger as to what happened anyway.
Yeah. Cogitator's going, so I can circuits like nothing. Go ahead.
A man has died. Initial prognosis was poison. On further review, the room and the liquid seemed to be water. Current whereabouts of killer, present. Unknown circumstances. And he just kind of walks away.
Hey. Stop. Don't move. Where are you going? Do you keep walking?
No, I just kind of stop.
Okay.
Look at him. Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. Stand right there. Honestly, Warforged. Don't know why they ever made them. All right, Cletus.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, wait a second. Agreeing with the suspect. Cletus, they'll approach you. What happened here?
Sorry about that.
No worries.
How was Cletus is like holding a big old, his tankard of
Sure.
mead, and he pulls the mead down from his face, and you can just see, like, as usual, just foam everywhere, dripping from his face, mead everywhere. And he's like, well, we was here having a good time, and we was partying, and we was about to go play some games. We was heading back to the game area, and the fella, the Mr. Glove fella, or whoever that fella is that invited us, decided to have a moment of time to talk to everybody. And when he went to talk to us, he took a drink of his drink and raised it in the air, and he passed out. Now, some seem to think he was poisoned. I'm not entirely sure if it was poison or what happened, but I do know that he fell unconscious and then stopped breathing. So there's a possibility he was poisoned. Now, I do have to say that during this time, I also saw a fella who turned into some kind of like demon creature. I don't know how it happened. I just saw it happen. And my friend here, this fella I just met, this little green guy, he shot him in the chest and blew a hole through him and saved the day. He was like the savior of the whole place. So he saved everybody.
A demon?
So, yeah, it's like he was like real tall and kind of had like a black hood over him. Like he was real scary. Like he was scary enough that he could have hurt all of us. And because of the green goblin or the green fella, he saved us. We all made it. We're not going to die. And then you guys showed up, and now you're here to save us again. So thank you very much for coming to save us. So I'm using this as persuasion to make it sound like they're doing an awesome thing for us.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can do persuasion. Are you still claiming it's a demon though?
I don't know exactly what it is. I mean, it looked like a crazy dark creature of some kind. Like maybe it was a human that just was very like, wearing dark clothing. I don't know. It just looked crazy. It scared me.
Yeah,
it scared me.
That's fine.
There's a lot of shadows as he came out of the illusions.
Yeah, there you go.
You can go ahead and roll persuasion. That's fine then.
The background, you just hear yell, he was reaching.
Okay. He's like, all right. Let me.
Now the town's under attack by demons.
Yeah. Yeah, and demons. So the guard sort of goes.
Does anybody else picture the enemy over in that corner by the statue? Like every time you look at the screen. That's where I like pictured he was.
Yeah, I love the scenes, dude.
Yeah, that is where I picture him, by the way, as well. Actually, he's just like slumped over
there on the ground.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. He's just all a cavity in his chest on the ground there. I wish I didn't think I should have to have a scene where there's literally a slumped over body, but my bad. Who could have predicted
It'll
it?
take time. We'll
Yeah.
get better at this.
Yeah, but that said, he's like, all right, yeah, one moment, and goes off. They'll question the servants. They'll give their stories, and all that. All right, well, you definitely killed that man. But the servants did say that he was well dressed as a servant, and he wasn't, which is suspicious in its own right. And he did have a vial, which you there pointing at B1. Do you still have the vial he had on him?
I hand over the vial to the officer.
All right, all right. We'll investigate that. Looking around here. All right. Well, we don't think you're responsible there, based on the word of some of the other guards and stuff. But let this be a lesson. No funny business in our town. You know, throwing bodies at people, gesturing to Byron. You know, murdering a man, even if it was in self-defense. It seems
Justified.
it was, but which is why you're being let go. But don't be thinking you could just murder somebody and claim self-defense all the time. All right.
But of course not.
Mhm.
Of course not.
So is there any like reward on the table for like saving the daughter and putting down the evil poisoning son of a? I mean,
Oh
come on
yes,
now.
there is a reward. Would you like to hear it?
You know, you're sounding kind of snarky, so I'm not sure I want
I
to.
think he's gonna say not going to jail.
Exactly. See, you understand. Well done. One of you isn't a moron. All right. Well,
He's
Where-
talking to me, yes.
I think he's a fucking asshole. That's what he is.
I'm sorry. What was that, little one? Short round? What?
Nothing, big man, nothing.
Right. That's what I thought. All right. Well, go about your business.
So they're gonna be games still.
Get.
Everyone's gone. There's
I think
no
we
one
should
there.
get out of here.
I think we should leave.
Byron's still kind of looking around.
So, about that drink.
I think you're gonna have to go to the tavern.
Ah, yes. There's drinks outside.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
Keep an
As
eye
the-
on him.
Are the
He's
guards
fine.
leaving at this point?
No.
Okay.
They're
But
waiting for us to leave, probably.
mhm.
Vale would start to leave because, like, this isn't his home. There's no reason for him to be here anymore. Vale would whisper softly past the guards to leave.
As
Well,
Yaz is walking out, I'm gonna be looking for where's the daughter?
So she is currently off to the side with one of the guards. The guard seems to be trying to comfort her, question her, figure out what's going on. I mean, she's known, right? It's, you know, she's part of the family, and yeah. So you know, they seem to be comforting her in the corner of the room, sort of away from the body a little bit. At this point, he's got like a cloak sort of over him. Just sort of covering his face and features, which have gone more almost blue around the neck and all that.
So
Noted.
I gave them the vial, but I didn't give them the herbalism kit, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to just walk out
All right.
and leave.
Before
the
Vel,
room.
before Vel completely like leaves the room, he turned and he would just say, "Wait, Lady Glove, what was the big announcement, anyways?
I don't know. He didn't tell me.
How do you not know you're his daughter? Would anyone know?"
No. He said it was really it was so exciting, and he just wanted to tell everybody at once. I don't know.
And you could definitely say the news was to die for.
Get out.
Yeah, okay, I'm going.
Byron will be the last one out.
Mhm.
And he'll kind of look around at all of these friendly faces or these new faces.
So, I must have passed out after using that really nice bathroom. What did I miss?
It's at this point. I'm assuming B1 is with the group, but away from the guards.
Yeah, I mean, you folks
I-
can sort of walk a little bit off if you want. That's not a problem.
Can I real quickly
start
as
to
I'm
look,
walking?
though.
Oh, go
Mhm.
ahead.
I was gonna say I start looking at the herbalism kit. I want to like.
Yeah, you
there-
can
there's
investigate
something
further.
there.
Mhm.
Yep.
And what's up, Cletus? And roll investigation for me, Nick.
I was gonna say, as I'm walking out, can I that paper that's on the couch, is that anything pertaining to the story, or is that just from the scene?
Ah, isn't that an interesting question? You won't know until you grab it, but let's say that it is actually present.
I'd like
Yep.
to investigate that piece of paper on the couch as I'm walking past it.
So you can go ahead and roll sleight of hand for me.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb that this entire time I didn't actually think that the scene we're looking at actually would have items that we can.
Oh yeah. Yes,
So-
just gonna
Oh my
watch what
God.
Cletus is doing. Just watch.
So here's the thing I will tell you folks up front. So as you reach to grab the paper, one of the guards like, hey, leave that there. Don't touch that. That's not yours.
But sir, I know, I understand it's not mine, but maybe it has something to do with what happened tonight. Maybe it was what he wanted to tell all of us. Maybe you should read it to us.
I'll read it, but I'm not gonna read it to you. Hold on. Here. And he grabs it. And so you got a 5 on the investigate. Okay. So for the herbalism kit. All right. Well, so he picks it up. And so what meta-wise, what I'll tell you folks right now is sometimes items in the scene are just there for flavor. They look cool, they make it thematic, and sometimes they are actually there potentially for story purposes. So if you want to call something out and you're like, hey, is that relevant? Can I actually do something with that? More often than not, I'll be like, sure, just as a heads up.
Okay.
Very
So-
good to know.
So to that end, as he opens the scroll, he bursts into flames. And they he drops to the ground and is rolling, but eventually he stops yelling, stops crying, stops
Why does everything we do seem like the bad thing?
calling out for
So
help.
happy you didn't open that.
I'm glad I didn't open
Did
that.
we see this? Were we outside or when was the
yeah.
party relevant to this?
Me and Yaz are still inside.
I
going
will.
out.
Yeah, I will say that Byron, Yaz, and Cletus are still inside. Vale and B1, to my knowledge, have left.
Okay, upon hearing the screams and like him going to the floor, Byron's gonna go and like almost half tackle him, but like be patting him down, trying to put out whatever fires that he might have heard or saw. Or
Oh fuck, this is happening again, and Yed's gonna put his hand down on his pistol.
So,
Fuck, not again.
all right. So, Byron, I want you to roll intelligence or wisdom, whichever one's better. I know they're basically the same, but go ahead and roll a d20 and add your intelligence or your wisdom to this for me real quick.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So,
+1.
here's what I will tell you. And this is something that I'm letting you, Gooch, know as well, but this is something Byron realizes, and it's up to you how he plays it out.
Okay.
You have this holy light within you, and if you extend that light to someone else, you could potentially save their life. You didn't realize it at the time with the Lord, the old man, but seeing this guard now flailing and like literally about to just sort of have his light extinguished, you have a choice here. Do you save him or do you let him go? And that is your choice.
So to clarify, are we talking about Cletus is on fire and I'm saving his
No,
life, or a guard?
No, this is a
The
guard.
guard.
Okay. And this guard is the one who opened the thing and got
Yes.
on fire?
Was it the one interrogating all of us?
No.
So I have one quick question to add to that.
Sure.
When he comes back, does the light bring back his breath, or does it actually remove the burns?
So in this case, the way it would work is it would. So he's not dead currently. He's slowly dying. Is how I'll point it out. So it would heal some of the burns. Because all right, meta knowledge. I'll put my fist on my head here. Meta knowledge. This is lay on hands. It's healing. It's the equivalent of like a cure wounds or a healing word or things like that.
It would basically bring him back to full health, like not full health, but like he's fine. Like,
He would at least not be dying. Correct.
Okay, yeah, no, I got you. I think I'm on the same page. In this moment, while he's trying to, you know, almost face to face with this guy while he's laying down, patting him down, Byron's gonna take his light and cast lay on hands for all 5 points on this guy trying to save his life.
So
and take his palm and put it on his chest, and he's gonna say to him,
Not today, my friend. The light is with you.
and as everybody in the room watches, as Byron starts to glow with this ethereal light, this holy divine light, the light glows around him and the light glows around the guard. The guard, you realize, by the way, is the one that you drooled on. And as you watch, the burns slowly start to fade. They're still present. He's still burned, but he's way less burned than he was. And he starts to breathe a little easier. Thank you. And the guards are a little bit of awe as they see their friend sort of brought back from the brink of death.
now, is the paper burned up too, or is it just laying on the floor open?
It is burnt up, but you as a bard would know that is likely a prepared rune. It's likely that the paper itself was actually a trap, and you're smart enough to know it was likely a trap for perhaps one of the servants or Lord Byron, Lord Glove, Lord Glove, who in the moment cleaning up after the party, might have opened it, investigated it. Hey, my lord, they left this behind, and poof. So it was another means to potentially kill him.
So while all this is going on, Vale is outside and he lights up a cigarette and he just looks over at B1. He's like, "So you come to these places often or what?"
And B1 is just sitting there going, "Is this how all parties go?"
"I don't know. What do you think's taking him so long?"
And then I would assume like we're having that conversation, and then there's that bright light, and we're just like,
Oh,
here we
power
go
surge.
So you were investigating the herbalism kit, right? The herbalism, not herbalism kit.
Yeah.
So sorry, 1 second. Sorry, there we go. So basically what you find is there's actually a symbol stamped in it. You don't know what it means. And you actually sort of accidentally kind of, you don't want to say destroy the herbalism kit, but like you kind of spill it out a bit. But the symbol you still have.
Okay.
You don't know what it means, but it is a symbol.
Okay.
Okay. And as the sort of guards calm down and the sort of situation cools, what are you going to do next? And we'll actually leave it there.